Hi there, Smart Drivers. Rick with Smart Drive Test talking to you today about YouTube. Yes, we're not talking anything about driving today. We're talking about YouTube and the success that we've had. 30,000 subscribers. We just hit 30,000 and that is really awesome. And that is all because of you, because without you, our YouTube channel, the Smart Drive Test channel, would not exist. Now, just before we get started here talking about YouTube today, be sure to hit that subscribe button for those of you working towards a license or starting a career as a truck or bus driver. As well, be sure to hit that bell. That way you'll get instant access to all of the videos as I get them up for you. Now, today we're talking about YouTube, and I'm going to talk about 3 things that I have learned from YouTube in the last almost 2 years of doing YouTube and being successful on YouTube, because success is not only measured by the number of subscribers that I have, but also the fact that a couple of weeks ago YouTube allowed me to go full-time as, at this juncture, self-employed. We're working towards being an entrepreneur. So I would like to first of all thank YouTube for the opportunity of moving forward in my life. Now, the Smart Drive Test story didn't start with YouTube. The Smart Drive Test idea started with practice driving test questions. I was working about 5 years ago for a driving school company, and with my good friend Tim Davis, who you've heard me talk about before. He has a YouTube channel and a business called Joomla Basic Tutorials, and I'll put that down in the description there if any of you are looking for websites. He had a computer group that he was running in the church, and we came up with the idea for this, and I was going to sell practice driving test questions. Little did I know that all of this other stuff would come out of YouTube, selling courses, being a post-crash investigation expert, and generating revenue from advertising on YouTube and whatnot. So we came up with the idea about 5 years ago. When we came up with the title for the company, or the name for the company, Smart had to be in the title. That was the only thing that I came up with that I had to contribute. The Smart Drive Test was something else that we came up with in the computer group. So what happened was it kind of sat on the back burner. Life went on. I had a couple of kids. I bought a house, worked on a house, those types of things, and it sat there for quite a while. And then last 2 years ago, at the end of 2014, my job started going downhill. In 2015, I lost my job, which, you know, sometimes the universe gives us a kick and says, hey, you need to go and do this. I got so desperate, I kind of went back driving truck long haul. And what happened when I went back driving truck long haul was I listened to audiobooks, and one of the books that I listened to was this book here, Robert Kiyosaki's Increasing Financial Intelligence. And he talked about the difference between assets and liabilities, and that you need to build an asset. An asset is something that makes money regardless of whether you are there or not. Now, obviously with YouTube, it's front loaded. You have to do a lot of work up front to get it rolling and get it working for you. But it is an asset, and it does make me money, and I could probably walk away from it tomorrow and it would still continue to make money. It wouldn't do as well, but it would still make money, because as we know, the grass grows where we water it, not on the other side of the fence. So know that about YouTube. So anyway, I was listening to that. I got back on the website. I got motivated to do that again, and then I was struggling with social media, and I was trying to figure out how to do that. I came ran across a guy, James Wedmore, and he said, build a YouTube channel. And I started building a YouTube channel. And let me tell you, I didn't know anything about graphic design when I started. I didn't know anything about video production or all of the rest of it that goes along with standing in front of a camera and talking to an audience on the other side of a digital barrier. And you know, a few things that I learned in the beginning is that people embellish. There's a couple of channels here that say, oh, it went from 0 to 50,000 in a year. And then you learn later that no, they didn't go from 0 to 50,000. They went from 5,000 to 50,000. And let me tell you, from the experience that I've had with YouTube, going from 5,000 to 50,000 is easier than going from 0 to 5,000, because 0 to 5,000 is really the hardest part of YouTube. If you can get to 5,000, after that, it's simply wash, rinse, repeat. So people tend to embellish a little bit. And the other thing about people embellishing is that if they come to YouTube, oftentimes they have other skills. They're already a graphic designer. They already worked on another YouTube channel. They've been doing video for a long time. they've worked for another company, so they don't just get dropped in cold into YouTube like I did. I mean, I did know a little bit of graphic design to do my thumbnails and those types of things, and doing SEO, search engine optimization, but for the most part, if you're starting from scratch and you have to learn all that stuff, it's a bigger learning curve than for some of these people who are already graphic designers, already videographers and those types of things. So people embellish. That's the first thing that I learned about YouTube. The second thing I learned was to smile and be a happier person. And I've had a few smart drivers over the course of the last couple of years tell me that I needed to smile. LaDonna Steele, for example, was one of those people that told me I needed to smile. I did talk about my friend Tim at one point, and he said, you know, you need to smile until you feel goofy. And now I do that at the beginning of every video before I get started. I do this big goofy grin on my face, and then I start and launch into the video, and I try and have a lot more fun with it now than I used to. When I was building my YouTube channel, seriously working on it, I was going through one of the most difficult and challenging times of my life. I was going through a divorce, and smiling and being on camera and consciously smiling, I was happier and I felt better about myself. And the other thing is when you're walking down the road and a stranger goes past you and you smile at them, you're almost always guaranteed to get a smile in return, and it makes everybody's day better. So learning to smile is the second thing that I learned from YouTube. And finally, the third thing that I learned from YouTube was to set goals, and that you can be successful and you can achieve those goals. When you set a goal, you're standing at the bottom of the mountain looking up at the top, and the top looks really far away. So last year at Christmas 2016, I set the goal that I was going to 10 times my channel. Some of you know who are on my Facebook page. We've had a very successful YouTube channel that we've grown to 3,000 plus subscribers, and 2017 is going to be an awesome year. The goal for 2017 is to grow that YouTube channel by 10 times that. I was at 3,000 subscribers at that point, and I've achieved that goal 6 weeks early. So we're at the 17th of November. I achieved the goal 6 weeks early. I did in fact say that I was going to 10 times my channel this year, and I'm going to set the new goal that for next year I'm going to have the very lofty goal of setting for 10 times next year, which is going to be 300,000 subscribers for next year at this time. And the reason I'm doing that is because goals. It's not that we set our goals too high. Often we set our goals too low. So next year, 300,000 subscribers on the Smart Drive Test YouTube channel, and I am confident that I can do that. And I'll be back next year and I'll replay this video and we'll see where we're at for next year on the Smart Drive Test YouTube channel. So for those of you who are thinking about working towards starting a YouTube channel and getting started and those types of things, I encourage you to do it, to set your goals, live your dreams, and pursue life in the fullest, because I would really recommend this because it is a great opportunity for a lot of people. And as Frank Kern said, another one of the people that I watched and has fostered my development, is that information is the new currency. Everybody is looking for information, and if you can produce information that other people are looking for, then you are going to be of service, and that is going to make you of value on a YouTube channel. Question for my smart drivers. Are you thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or do you have a YouTube channel? Leave a comment down in the comment section there. All of that helps us out. If you like what you see here, share, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section. As well, hit that thumbs up button. Check out all the videos here on the channel if you're working towards a license or starting a career as a truck or bus driver. Lots of great information here, and more great information over at the Smart Drive Test website. As well, courses that you can purchase, online driving courses, PDIC, logbook courses, and pass your road test first time. All the courses are guaranteed pass your road test first time, or 60-day money back guarantee. So again, I would like to thank all of the smart drivers. I would like to take a special note of some of the smart drivers that have been instrumental in helping develop the channel. LaDonna Steele in the United States there, Kyle Crasto out of Toronto, and Anna Smith, she's in Hawaii. I would also like to thank Rosas. She was instrumental in getting the night driving video up. Corey out of Winnipeg, Canada here, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Bricks for Wheels is his username. I would also like to thank Sam from Rookie Auto Driving School there in the Bronx in New York. His username is Jericho Arroyo. I always have trouble with Sam's last name, but I work on it. So those are just some of them. That is not by any means a comprehensive list of some of the smart drivers who have made this channel successful. Last, I'd like to thank my kids, Scout and Byrne. Byrne is 6 years old. He's my son. And I'd like to thank my daughter, Scout, who tomorrow, actually, it's her birthday on the 18th of November, who's going to be 8. I would like to thank them for all their help in doing the videos, being quiet, sitting in the back of the car while I've been driving around, and those types of things. It's been really great working with them and having them help me to be successful on this YouTube channel. And again, congratulations to all of us for 30,000 subscribers, and thank you for making this possible. I'm Rick with Smart Drive Test. Thanks very much for watching. Good luck in your road test, and remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great day. Bye now. And last, I'd like to thank my son and my daughter, my son Byrne. And last, I'd like to thank my... You're not helping. And last, I'd like to thank my kids, Scout and Byrne. Byrne is 6 years old. He's my...